an immersive experience. To recap, both the Xperia Z smartphone and Xperia Tablet Z can be immersed in up to 3 feet of water for about 30 minutes without suffering any ill effects. Sony was clear that this feature doesn't make the devices suitable for use in the swimming pool, but dropping them in the tub, or in some other more embarrassing water-filled bathroom fixture, for an instant or spilling your coffee all over them isn't going to ruin them. Both devices could obviously be turned on and used underwater if necessary, something our Sony rep pointed out made them well suited for use in the kitchen. Toweling them off is all you'll need to do in case of contact with liquid, even if our impulse is still to be terrified of getting our smartphones wet. More conventional hands-on impressions. Both devices favor flat surfaces and edges to the slightly curved ones favored by most other smartphones. Both feel very light in the hand. The phone is 0.31 inches thick and weighs in at 5.15 ounces, while the tablet is just 0.27 inches thick and a very light 1.05 pounds, down from 1.33 pounds for the Nexus 10 and 1.44 pounds for the latest iPad. One of my long-standing issues with widescreen tablets has been that their weight and balance make them difficult to hold with one hand for a sustained period of time, but the Xperia Tablet Z is actually quite comfortable when held this way. We hope the lightness doesn't come at the cost of battery life, but barring that, we were impressed by how it felt to hold and use. Both run Android 4.1.2 with a custom Sony skin, and the devices also share many of the same internals, a quad-core Snapdragon S4 Pro-SoC running at 1.5 GHz, 2 GB or RAM, and expandable internal storage courtesy of a microSD card slot. Both devices sport 16 GB of built-in storage, though a 32 GB version of the Tablet Z will also be available. They support the common array of connectivity interfaces, dual-band Wi-Fi, Bluetooth 4.0, NFC, and, in the smartphone, 3G and LTE support. The tablet lacks cellular connectivity, but as we mentioned in our original write-up, it does have the IR blaster for use with televisions. The Xperia Z smartphone has a 5-inch 1080p display that we've seen in quite a few next-generation Android phones and a 13-megapixel camera, while the Tablet Z uses a 10.1-inch 1920x1200 display and a slightly lower-spec 8-megapixel camera. This reflects the reality that people are much more likely to count on their smartphones as cameras. The screen isn't as dense as the one on the Retina iPads or the Nexus 4, but it's still a reasonably nice 224p. If the tablet has one weakness that's immediately apparent, it's the price. It starts at $499 for the 16 GB version and $599 for the 32 GB version. This pricing is commensurate with that of the iPad, but Android tablets have historically had issues doing well when priced in the same range as Apple's juggernaut. We don't have US pricing information for the phone, but we expect it to be in the same range as other high-end Android handsets, something like $199 with a 2-year contract. The tablet will be released in the US at some point this spring, and it will be available globally on March 1st. The Xperia Z is already on sale in Japan, but we have no specific information about the US release date. We've requested review units of both so we can give them a proper going over, and so we can spend more time immersing them in liquid.